I'm coming to you from my hotel room. I am in a different city this week for work, and I have had a little bit of a mishap. I wasn't planning on doing this particular video, although I haven't really figured out what this video is going to be yet. But yeah, I had a bit of an accident, and the mishap is a direct result of my fragrance obsession. So you've probably already guessed what it is by now. But anyway, like most people who are a little bit crazy about fragrances, I pack lots of decants and samples and things when I go away because I like to know that I've got choice. And I know I'm not alone in this because Smurfy Girlie just did a video, a whole live session in fact, the other day or the other week, asking people to help her choose which fragrances that she should take on holiday. Whereas, I mean, that's cool actually. That's a really good idea too. I think I would need that sort of support as well. Although I think when I go on holidays, I'm more decisive about perfumes because usually if we're going to a particular destination, then you can kind of pick. And also I like to pick just a few because I like to create scent memories of whatever it is, wherever it is that I'm going. So for instance, last year we went to Spain and I wore a lot of Gris Dior while I was there. And now whenever I smell Gris Dior, it takes me back to Spain. And also there was a couple of fragrances that I bought while I was there as well. And again, when I smell those, it just takes me right back to my holiday, which was great. Whereas when I'm on a work trip, it's just like my everyday life, but in a different location. And the thing with fragrance for me too is that fragrance really stimulates me. It really kind of gets me in the mood for work. So whatever I feel like on a particular day, I want to make sure that I've got something like that with me so that I can be effective at work. I'm pretty sure I could be effective at work without it, but anyway. The incident that happened was that when I opened my suitcase, wafts of perfume coming up at me. Excuse me. And I thought, oh no, one of the bottles that I packed is broken, because I did pack a couple of full bottles as well, which is not something that I normally do. But because I've just started this YouTube challenge as well, I thought it might be nice to have a couple of full bottles with me that I could talk to. And yeah, well, thankfully none of the full bottles broke. But what it was this little thing here. Now, you won't be able to read the label probably, but this is Alien Essence Absolute. It's a decant. Very unfortunate, for reasons I will explain later. But all I can say is that I'm very thankful that I used packing cubes because you can see the color of this juice. So my clothes pretty much smell like Alien Essence Absolute now. My whole suitcase does. But at least they were protected because the juice of this stuff is really, really dark and it's sticky as all hell. So, oh God, I don't want to break it. So yeah, I've got sticky Alien Essence Absolute everywhere right now. Probably not an uncommon mishap. I'm sure it happens to everybody at some point, sometime. But yeah, just really unfortunate. This little baggie that I've put them all into is useless in terms of protecting the suitcase. Note to self, get a better carry bag for your decants, Cherie. But yeah, but the other thing too is that all of the other perfumes samples that are in here are covered in Alien Essence Absolute. So everything is sticky and sort of greasy. So that's my little story. I've got to go into the office now because in addition to this little disaster, I've also managed to forget my laptop charger. So I need to go talk to the IT guy and beg him to loan me one, which I'm sure that happens all the time again. So they're pretty friendly guys. I'm sure they'll lend me one. And if they don't, then the whole world will know about it. I'm only kidding. Yeah, so I am going to head off, but I'll be back later to talk some more about my perfume capers. Catch you later. Okay, so I figured that seeing as how I covered my suitcase in Alien Essence Absolute, maybe the best thing to do would be to just simply do first impressions, because I hadn't actually worn this yet, and I'm wearing it now, whether I wanted to or not. But before I start to go through this, I thought maybe I should share a little story with you about me and Alien, the original. I think I mentioned I've never owned a bottle of Alien, and I believe I may have only ever worn it once, and that was enough. I was about 2 years ago, I think. I went to Melbourne for a meeting with some team members who I'd never met before, and it was the middle of winter, so I thought, great, perfect opportunity to try Alien, because it's a pretty big fragrance. And I spritzed far too liberally, let's just put it that way. And it was, I oversprayed that big time. And by the time I had walked the block and a half from my hotel to the office, I had a headache. And I thought, this is not a good sign, given that I'm outdoors and there's a brisk wind blowing in my face, and I'm still getting a headache from my own perfume. Thankfully, the office has dynamic working, so you can work pretty much from anywhere. You don't have to sit with other people if you don't want to, or you can't, because you've got to quarantine yourself because you've oversprayed your perfume. And I went into this meeting. I was in the meeting room first, so I left the door open while I was waiting for them, because I thought if I sit in here and the door is shut, I'm going to choke everybody out the minute they walk in. And when they came in and sat down with me, they sat right next to me, I moved away and I made up some excuse about having a cold or something, and didn't want to be contaminating them. So yeah, which was a total lie. It was a lie. I was just feeling really, really self-conscious about the bombastic nature of the fragrance that I was wearing, and the fact that I'd just put on far too much of it. When I got home, I couldn't wait to get home that afternoon to wash it off by the end of the day. I did try and wash it off my hands and my arms and stuff like that, but if I'd sprayed it anywhere, I'd sprayed it around here and on my clothes. In fact, it actually taught me a lesson, because since then, I rarely ever spray my neck. I tend to spray lower down or under my clothes and my arms. And if I really, really if it's perfume that I know I really, really love and I want to be able to smell it all day, I spritz it on the back of my hand, so that I can, if I'm at work, I can just smell it. Because I'm usually talking with my hands anyway and doing stuff with my hands, so my hands are usually in the vicinity of my face. So yeah, that's my little story about Alien. I went home after that meeting and put the decant away, and I've never touched it since. And I've never wanted to. I've never even been curious about it. But I did get this decant at the same time that I bought the other Alien decant, and the reason I got this was because I had heard it had been discontinued, and at the time I was just really curious to smell it, because everyone seems to love this one, even if they don't like the original Alien so much. But the reason I wanted to try this wasn't because it was just been discontinued, although these days that's not a thing for me. If something's being discontinued, then so be it. I think there's plenty of other things you can smell. I mean, it's sad when if something that you already wear gets discontinued or changed, but there's always going to be other perfumes. There's always going to be other things that smell great, and most of us are always looking for the next thing anyway. So it's fine. You know, I don't get particularly hung up on things that get discontinued, but I don't know, watch this space and wait for something that I really love to get discontinued. But that's the thing with me, is that I don't have a signature perfume. I never have had a signature perfume. I'm far too erratic with my perfume choices, and I'm getting way off topic here. And you know, sort of going back to my introductory video, but I've never had a signature fragrance. So for me, if something gets discontinued, it might be annoying, but just move on to the next thing. So the reason I wanted to try this one was because I'm sure that somebody somewhere told me, or maybe it was a reviewer reviewing, but I'm sure somebody said that this one is based off orange blossom, whereas the original Alien is more sambac jasmine based. I'm not really getting orange blossom, I don't think. I mean, I'm literally sitting in a cloud of this stuff right now, and I don't think I smell orange blossom at all. It smells like Alien to me, but it smells maybe a little bit more balsamic, and it definitely smells sweeter, really, really syrupy and sticky, and it literally is sticky. It's everywhere right now. So yeah, I don't, maybe I misheard, maybe my understanding is incorrect, but I'm not getting, if I was to think of orange blossom scents, I'm thinking Jean Paul Gaultier, Classique, or Classique Essence, this one, although this one is more, obviously more neroli and petitgrain primarily, and there is orange blossom in there for sure, or Fleur d'Oranger by Serge Lutens. So yeah, I'm not getting, maybe it's just too strong and I can't smell anything individually, but yeah, I'm not getting much orange blossom out of that. It really does smell like Alien to me. So first impressions, apart from the fact that I'm annoyed with it anyway for leaking all over my suitcase, I don't think that I don't think this is for me. I can't see myself really wearing this and really loving it. Yeah, there are other things that I enjoy far more than that. So it's a bit sad, but at least now I know, and I guess I'm in the minority when it comes to liking or not liking this one, the Alien Essence Absolute. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, really. I'm sorry that it's a disappointing outcome, that I don't love it, but you can't love everything, so onwards and upwards. Hey everyone, well, I'm back from the office, successfully acquired a laptop charger, yay. It's almost sunset and nearly dinner time actually. I've had about 1.5 liters of water since I finished filming that last video, and yeah, I think I was a bit dehydrated and just not capable of coping with the whole perfume explosion thing. And I just also wanted to get on here and make just a couple of little clarifications before I close out the video entirely. The first thing is that of course this smells like Alien because it is an Alien flanker. I do realize that, but you know, it smells to me more balsamic, more ambery and more syrupy than the original Alien. And I guess I had, with the understanding that I had that it was meant to be more orange blossom, I kind of thought that it would be a bit lighter than the original Alien, even though they did call it Essence Absolute, so you would think that it would be stronger. So I don't know where I got that from. But anyway, this is a good fragrance. It's just not for me, that's all. And I'm not bagging the fragrance. I am very annoyed that everything that I brought with me now smells like this, because I'm going to be wearing it all week now. Maybe I'll be lucky and some of the things at the bottom of the suitcase won't be so greatly affected. But in any case, I just wanted to come on here and clarify that before I finish the video entirely. I don't hate the fragrance, but it does kind of induce headaches for me. And I guess with the bad experience that I had with the original Alien, which was my own fault, and just the fact that I had it in my head what this was going to smell like, and it smelled nothing like it. And sometimes that's a good thing, but in this case for me, it's not what I wanted, and that's okay, because there's plenty of other things out there that smell the way I want them to smell. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Let me know what you thought about this flanker if you have tried it. I'm really interested to hear what other people think. And somebody tell me, is it supposed to be orange blossom or not? I don't know. I should go look up the notes. Maybe I'll do that after this. Thanks. Bye.